So it's November 30th. Christmas is just around the corner. And, we see Trudeau. He's saying that, he's going to stop GST for a month or two, whatever it may be. And that's supposed to, help people out a lot. And maybe it will a little bit. But he's acting like this is going to get people to vote for him, which is ridiculous. He's so hated now in Canada. And this small little thing, raising the G or cutting the GST for a couple months is going to have basically no effect on people's financial situation when they can barely afford rent. I see so many videos now, people who are getting their rent jacked up or having these rent evictions happening, and people, seniors, disabled people, all sorts of people just getting thrown out on the street. And I even see, multiple videos of, immigrants, people who come to this country from India or wherever, telling their relatives and their friends and countrymen, don't come here because it's so bad. That they see their own family members, their son or something, having to share a bedroom with like a one bedroom apartment with like 10 other people just to make ends meet to have an apartment in like Vancouver or Toronto. Like think about that. 10 people in a one bedroom. Like I remember I had a neighbor in an apartment building who he was a single dad, and he was living in a one bedroom with his daughter. And I thought to myself, like that was already pretty rough to not even be able to have a bedroom for each of you. You're a single dad, so you've got to make ends meet. So you go to one bedroom. He probably gives the bedroom to his daughter and just sleeps on the couch. But that's crazy that it has to be that way. And see other immigrants saying, they came over here with medical credentials and they're not even really allowed to practice in Canada. They come over here with some kind of doctorate in medical field, and then they end up working as an Uber driver, and see people like that from India or again from some other countries come here and say, I didn't come here to be an Uber driver. They said they wanted skilled, people, skilled workers and tradesmen and such, and I come here with a medical degree and it's not accepted. So I end up working Uber, and we don't need a million extra Uber drivers in this country when people who are already born here can barely find a job. So it just doesn't make any sense. It seems so ridiculous, you know? And the only thing Trudeau seems to be able to do to make anything a tiny little bit better for people is cut the GST, but not even cut it, just cut it for a month, like a couple of months, so you can buy more stuff, for Christmas. But after that happens, it's just like you're going to go right back to normal, and you're going to be dealing with the intense inflation where people can barely afford their groceries. I'm seeing more, videos and news reports of of food banks having to turn like 30% of people away. That's a huge number for a food bank to have to turn that many people away because they just don't have the food. And then think about how many people are actually going there. Generally you aren't going to a food bank unless you're really hurting, unless you actually can't afford food. And then you go to a food bank and they turn you away. So mean, imagine how rough that's got to be. If you're paying 60, 70% of your income and you can't even afford your rent, that's insane. That's what's happening in Canada.